What about second breakfast?
Time for second breakfast.
What's up, everybody? Monster from Breakdowns for Breakfast here with another second breakfast. This is going to be another short one because I really hope to get some actual feedback instead of just me rambling for 10 to 20 minutes. Although I probably still will ramble for at least 10. I wanted to talk about AI music. Now, this is not a new thing. It's been going on now for, I guess, I don't know, 2 years now. But I feel like it's becoming more and more prominent here lately. I saw recently, I'm not going to remember any of the names now, but on that rock feed with, I think his name's Jesse Lee. He's one of the DJs on Octane or XM Radio or something. He was talking about these bands that were using, they were just AI bands that you can pull up on Spotify or Amazon Music or whatever. And they are citing all these real bands as influences. And that's kind of how they get streams. Because it was Holding Absence in particular was the band that this AI band was using as, as inspiration, quote unquote. We were inspired by Holding Absence and then a list of other bands. And basically Holding Absence said, you're not a real band, and trying to use us to get streams is not fair. And I think he's right, because I think, AI is not a actual band. It's not actual musicians. It's people entering in prompts. But does that mean we're not supposed to listen to it if we like it? I probably shouldn't say that I think these are funny, but there's, I think it's called Biscuit Beats or something like that, where they do these like AI country songs with just real horrible lyrics. And it's like, you can't help but laugh. They sound exactly like Jason Aldean or Sam Hunt or whoever, bro country guys. But then the lyrics are about just the silliest, stupid, grossest stuff. And you can't help but laugh. I don't really care if it's a guy who's actually singing and playing guitar versus somebody who wrote these funny lyrics and then put them into a song creation thing. But at the same time, as a musician, I can see why some people are scared of it. I also follow Charlie Puth on Instagram. Now, I've never been a big fan of his music, but I love following him on Instagram because he talks about a lot of this stuff. And he actually did a really interesting thing where he was talking about how AI will never take over man-made music because it's simply too perfect. And man-made music is not perfect. Some of our favorite things and some of our favorite songs were accidents, were people singing off key, singing the wrong words, little hits and misses on different instruments. And he gave a few examples. One of my favorites is, I believe it's Roxanne by The Police. At the very beginning, when the music's just first starting, it has the little reggae guitar and the drums, you hear this like blank sound, and then followed by a little chuckle of laughter. Apparently that was Sting sitting on the piano in the studio and then having a laugh about it. They left it in because it has that kind of character. Now, an AI that is supposed to be making a song in the style of The Police would not put that in there because it doesn't understand that a mistake could be a good thing. Now, will it get to that point? If Terminator has taught us anything, yeah, eventually it will. But as of right now, there's, okay, here's a good example. I'm not one of those people that is obsessed with vinyl. Yes, it's cool. I do like hearing the crackles and the warmth. I obviously can hear the difference between that and streaming audio on Spotify. But I don't care enough that I'm going to spend the extra money and get the extra materials and stuff to have a turntable set up in my house. I feel like this is kind of the same thing because you're going to have AI that can create a certain type of song, but it's not going to have the warmth and the depth that you would have by being created by human hands. And there's also this other slippery slope that goes along with this. And I'll give you a good example. I have a really good friend who I used to play in a band with, and he and I, have tried some other projects over the years, and he mostly just does solo stuff now. He doesn't have any real ambition to get out and play or anything, but he really likes to write and record music. So he wrote and recorded a ton of music. He plays guitar, he plays bass, and I think he's doing like all the drums, programming them himself. And he started trying to find somebody to do vocals. And he had a couple of people try, send, like he would send the track to them, they would send vocals back to him, and nothing was really working out. So finally, I believe the Soma, something like that, he found this program where he could basically upload his song, upload the lyrics, and then put in a prompt like, aggressive male vocal or breathy female vocal, whatever the case may be, or even not even lyrics, just a concept for the song, and it would spit it back out to him. And he sent me several of these, and if he had not told me what it was, I would have assumed it was a person singing. It's helping him create his art that he otherwise was unsatisfied with. So is that really a bad thing? I mean, again, as a musician, I can see the pros and cons. Why would somebody pay me? Like I do a lot of tracks with some of my hip hop buddies. If one of those guys hits me up and says, hey man, I'm working on this song and I need a riff, I need a little guitar solo, whatever the case may be, here's, X amount of dollars for your time, here's a chunk of the royalties, whatever the case may be. And so I would do that little guitar track. Well, why call me and have me have to think of it and me sit here and record it and send you a couple versions until we pick something, versus lead guitar solo into whatever AI generator, 8 bars, 16 bars, 12 seconds, whatever it is you want, and then just plug it in. I mean, I could see why artists would not be opposed to that. So I'm all over the place on this. I have very, very mixed feelings. I think it's really cool. I think it's fun to play with. I don't think it's going to replace music or replace human-made music. But I also see the gray area about being a band, trying to make a name for yourself, trying to, get you and your buddies together, write songs, play shows, do the thing, just to turn on Spotify and see some band that is completely AI have 500,000 monthly listeners. It's got to be awful, And funny enough, the reason this came up, the reason that prompted me to do this was I just watched Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein on Netflix. And we've made it very clear on the show, I'm a diehard monster fan. I love the Universal monsters. I love the story of Frankenstein. And so I was very excited to watch this. I respect Guillermo del Toro a lot. And I thought it was good. I thought it was just fine. It's a pretty solid adaptation of the book. It deviates some, but it really hits a lot of the beats from the book that don't often get put into the film adaptation. So I liked that. But I couldn't help but notice everything was CGI. Like, the performances are really good, but you can tell when it's the actual actor's face and when it's just a computer model. The sets, I get this, they have these huge towers and these sweeping, landscapes. I get you can't always do that on a real budget in a real way. But it's just like, I felt like at one point, I thought to myself, this could just be a CG movie. Why even bother having real people? There's no practical effects. Even when there's some fight scenes and some violence, you can tell it's computer animated and fake blood and stuff. Because it's easier, it's faster, it's cheaper. It's the same with AI music. If I have a vision of a band and these songs that I want to create, but I don't have the know-withal or the talent to play an instrument or to write lyrics, I can use these tools to do that. And if it inspires other people and it it impacts other people in a positive way, is that so bad? I don't know. So like I said, I want to hear from you guys. You guys that listen to our show are obviously fans of music. You obviously, have strong opinions on music, or you wouldn't listen to this show. So I want to know what you think about AI music. Is it the end of music, or is it just a tool to be used by musicians and regular people to create music? Where do you stand? And I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. And the way I feel today might be very different than the way I feel 6 months from now. So, yeah, let me know. Please leave us some comments, shoot us an email. We still have not gotten a single email. That is ridiculous. We get comments almost every day, and we get DMs, but we've never gotten an email. breakdownsbreakfast@gmail.com. Feel free to send us an email. But yeah, that's really about it. Please chime in. Please let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to go back and forth and have a discussion about it. And yeah, I hope you have a great day.